Hey, what's up y'all? It's your girl Z here with another video. Today I'm going to be doing a foundation and concealer review of the very bougie luxury brand Pat McGrath Labs. So I have the foundation and the concealer here, like I said, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how they work, and I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna be your test dummy, and I'm gonna let you know if this foundation is worth $69 or if it can just stay in Sephora where we found it. So if you guys wanna see if the foundation and concealer from Pat McGrath Labs is worth the splurge, then just keep on watching. All right, so I brought you guys in nice and close so you can see how well this foundation is gonna cover. Like I said, it is described as a sheer buildable coverage. So I'm gonna see how sheer it is, and you will too. As you see, I have some hyperpigmentation, you know, some scars and stuff. So this foundation will have to do what it claims, or this foundation will have to have some pigment to it for it to actually, you know, cover up what I need it to. So it can't be as sheer as it claims if it's gonna cover up what I need it to, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna dot this all over my face. It already looks like the color will be a pretty good match, so that's great. You know, I'm literally gonna just put it all over. It definitely feels very liquidy. So let's see. I'm sorry if you see me looking down, but I do have to, of course, look in a mirror to blend out my makeup. But let's go on in. I haven't even used all of what's on my hand yet. I probably use like a pump and a half, and I probably have like a pump left. But I'm gonna go in, and because this is sheer, I wouldn't, most of the time I would kind of like swipe, but I'm gonna try to just pat it in because I want to keep as much, you know, coverage as I can. But so far, I think she's doing pretty good so far. I feel like with a second layer, she should definitely give me good cover. And actually, it definitely has a strong smell though, because I can smell, like, I don't want to say pink, but it has a strong smell to it. Or a smell in general might be stronger to some people than others. All right, so here is how one layer is looking. So I'm happy to say that this is not as sheer as I thought it would be. It is definitely doing, you know, a nice, it's giving a nice medium coverage. There are a couple more little like spots that I personally would like to go in and correct. So I'm just gonna go in, I took about this much more, and I'm gonna go in and kind of just like, once again, spot treat the spots that I think need a little more loving. So I believe that this foundation will do a good job to cover it up. It just needs a little, you know, assistance. But yeah. So as I'm blending this contour out right now, I'm noticing that this foundation underneath is completely dried down, and that's very reassuring with a foundation like this, because, you know, like I said, this is a buildable, you know, sheer coverage. So it's very reassuring to know that the coverage that I did just build up is not gonna go anywhere while I put more product. So I'm going to go in and blend out this concealer. I'm gonna start with my forehead because, you know, We don't care about her much, truthfully. But now I'm gonna do my eyes. This concealer is definitely brightening, but I kind of like it. I don't think it's too brightening, if you know what I mean. Honestly, one thing I can say about this foundation is that the products that I use daily just layer on top of it so beautifully. Like, I'm truthfully loving the way that products look on top of it, and that I think says a whole lot about a foundation. All right, guys, so I just sprayed my face, you know, to kind of de-powder everything, and I am super fucking impressed. Like, this shit looks amazing. Like, this is living up to its $69 price point, because right now I am just feeling like I've never had anything like this before in my life. Like, I feel so flawless, but so like natural almost. Like, it's not too much. The concealer is definitely very high coverage. Like, it's definitely full coverage completely, you know, to match with this medium buildable. Not even medium, like, it's not a medium, it's like a sheer buildable, but it's amazing. Like, yo, what did Pat do? How did she do this? Like, I feel great. I'm loving it so far. I'm about to go off camera and finish this look up, you know, get my eyes and lips and blush popping, you know, and come back and show you guys how it looks with everything done. But right now, like, I'm shook. I'm fucking shook. So I'll see you guys in a few to wrap this video up. All right, guys, so this is me with everything done, and my final thoughts on this foundation are that although this is a very steep price range, I think that this foundation has lived up to the hype. I think that this $69 foundation is absolutely a luxury. You know, this is different than any foundation that I have used before, different than any NYX, Maybelline, NARS, Fenty, Too Faced. Like, it's very different. It has a different formula, and that's very eminent, you know, like, that's apparent. And oh my goodness, the finish of this foundation is just like one that I didn't expect. Like, this is a true satin finish, and it is so beautiful. Like, this concealer combination, like, can we just take a second and admire this under eye right here? Like, hello? Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like, I feel like it just looks so flawless, but it also looks so, like, I don't want to say natural, because clearly it's not natural, but it's just very, like, because it's so lightweight, it's like, it doesn't look heavy, it doesn't look cakey, it looks very, like, smooth, and, like, it looks like I don't have a lot of product on, you know? And I just have to say that this foundation absolutely surprised me. Like, the last thing that I expected was for this foundation to come through and slay, because here it is with these claims of being sheer but buildable, and I'm just like, what does that mean? Sheer? It's like, yeah, we get the buildable part, but like, sheer, like, who would want a sheer foundation? Like, the goal of foundation is to cover up my imperfections, you know? So that means I need pigment, not sheer. And I don't know how Auntie Pat did it, but she made this sheer foundation have pigment, and I'm super impressed. I had to use about 2.5 to 3 pumps to get my desired, you know, coverage. And honestly, I don't even think that that's too much. Like, it was very liquidy, and I feel like it just spread around very nicely. Like, I'm so impressed, guys. Right now, I'm literally sporting a $100 base, like $70 foundation, $30 concealer. And never did I think I would say that it's worth it, you know? Like, it looks so beautiful. Like, this feels, it's so unique. I think that's the thing as well. This doesn't feel like another foundation that I have or have used, and I think that that's why I'm so impressed, because it's so different and it works so well, and it exceeded all of my expectations. So if you are thinking about getting the Pat McGrath Labs foundation and or concealer, then you definitely have a thumbs up from me. Well, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. If you have the money and you're willing to spend it, then sis, by all means, go get that shit, because it's worth it. Like, you will be very happy with the purchase you made, but I don't think that it's a purchase that should break the bank. So if you don't have the $70 to afford this foundation, then I think that you can absolutely still rock a Maybelline foundation, a Too Faced foundation, a Fenty foundation that is half the price or literally a quarter of the price. But if you got that coin, girl, and you trying to go out there and spend it and feel a little cute, you know, then this is it. This is the way to spend and feel cute. Like, I'm impressed. I'm so impressed, and I don't want to keep rambling on and repeating myself, because all you're going to get from me is impressed, because this is the last thing that I expected, was for it to look this flawless, this nice, you know. Like, I expected to still see a lot of my skin peeking through and for it to not cover up as much as I needed it to, but she superseded my expectations, and I am ecstatic with this purchase. Absolutely worth the $69 in my opinion, because it is a luxury foundation. And as you know, a lot of times we are paying for the name of things. So I think, you know, with Auntie Pat being, you know, a luxury brand, I think that she also brings the luxury goods, you know. Like, this is no basic shit. Like, you're getting a $69 foundation because it's worth $69, you know. But that is the end of this review. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Please give this video a thumbs up for all my hard work, this beautiful bee. And of course, if you enjoyed watching it, subscribe to my channel. Comment down below and let me know what you're thinking about this foundation. Do you think that the finish of this is worth it enough? You know, like, from your eyes, what do you think? You know, do you think like, oh yeah, I can see why she spent $70 or $100 on that base? Or are you just like, I'll stick to what I know. You know, I'll stick to my regular shit. Let me know down below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. It's literally like dry on its own, you know, like it's drying, it's dried down. And she is just fucking flawless. Like, somebody find a flaw and tell me where, like, because I don't see it. And you don't either. Like, for this $70 foundation, it better be coming through and making some fucking points. And it seems as though Shorty made her fucking points. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house.